All right, opening remarks. I'm making sure that my mic is open. I see that DJ Play Nice is here in the chat, and we have some new wonderful guests in the chat. Welcome, welcome everyone. Hey, fellow artists, welcome to Psycheopera Creators Live. I'm Dr. Liza. This is a stream dedicated for dreamers, shapers, singers, and makers who can turn anything into music. And if you got that reference, then you're definitely in the right place. I see Renzi Rios in the chat. Welcome, Renzi. Hey, folks, just an FYI, Renzi's going to be on the show on Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just an FYI. Just an FYI. I don't know why I'm doing the quotations. This is not appropriate for FYI, but just an FYI. Renzi's going to be here on Saturday. So I usually cover musicians and instrument builders on this live, but today we're doing something a little different. I shouldn't even say that because the person I'm covering today is a musician. Okay, but his artistic activities, where he's most active, is in another realm of music, and I'll explain that in just a second. Today we're going to chat, and my fake hair is itching. Sorry about that. Today we're going to chat with sci-fi author Raymond Feliciano, okay? And he is the creator of the Dolphin Wars universe. Many of you may not know this, but I'm a huge sci-fi fan. I grew up with Star Trek, Star Wars, and I love Babylon 5. So at some point, I was bound to cover a sci-fi author on this live, right? And I don't think it's off-brand because at least in ancient Greece, the word music was not only used to talk about sound art. It was an interconnected umbrella of human expression, intellect, and creativity. Anything that was inspired by the muses was music, including astronomy of all things. All right. And so, and on this channel, you know that I'm all about unconstrained creation, following inspiration where it takes you, no matter what genre or art form or discipline you're looking into. I'm all about following that inspiration because that's where the most honest and powerful work comes from. And so in the spirit of following inspiration, let's welcome Raymond and my co-host Lawrence onto the stream. And let me make sure that I press the right buttons to get them into the stream. Here we go. Hey, Raymond, welcome.
Hello, Dr. Liza. How are you doing?
I am fine. You don't have to call me Dr. Liza. It's just what I do to introduce myself, but I always tell people, please just call me Liza.
Well, pleased to meet you. Pleased to be here again, Liza.
Again, I was, folks, I was on Raymond's live stream recently. By the way, folks, go into the video description box, and I have Raymond's YouTube channel linked in the video description. Go check out his streams. His streams are super chill, super fun. I had so much fun participating in your stream, Raymond, and I hope you'll have me back again, maybe.
Oh, you are always welcome. As are you, Lawrence. I'm looking forward to bringing you on as well.
Well, today we're going to talk about Dolphin Wars. Your sci-fi book series is an interesting title for a sci-fi book series that does not feature dolphins. And so for readers visiting your website and channel for the very first time, can you explain why dolphins are significant in your sci-fi universe?
Okay. Do you want the full backstory or just the
whatever you want to share? Whatever you want to share. The floor is open to you, my friend.
Okay. Well, little backstory. I have been into much like you. I have been into sci-fi since I was a tyke. I heard I saw Star Trek when it was first run, and then all the times it was on syndication. Then Star Wars came along, and so I saw those, and then Battlestar Galactica. So I've been into the, excuse me, allergies.
No
Um,
worries.
but I've been a sci-fi buff, TV sci-fi buff since I was a kid. Comic books, the whole gamut. And so I started writing after I graduated high school, and it was the book. The first story was an iteration for 40 years. I never could figure out what I needed to wrap it up, what was going to be the hitch
Right.
or the hook. And out of the blue, I just saw a picture of a dolphin, and I said, "There it is." And I said, and then it decided to the dolphin decided to hit me with its fluke, and inspired me to write it the way it was. And you said it. Your your question says it doesn't entail real dolphins. Read the book.
Okay.
I
I full disclosure, folks, I have not read the book. I've read Raymond's books. It's something I have to get to. And yeah, it's just based all on online research. So
I mean, I've had people say, "Did I use Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for my inspiration?" You know, the thanks for all the
thanks
fish.
for all the fish.
Yeah,
So
but
long.
and so long, and thanks for all the fish. And for free full disclosure, I have yet to read the book. I have
For the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yes, I've
Yeah,
never read the book.
I've only ever seen the movies. I think Lawrence has. You've read the books, right? Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's read the books.
I've read one page and then just
It wasn't your
kind of
cup of tea.
wasn't my cup of tea. But
Oh no.
yeah, I may try again.
It's a
And
cynical type of humor, isn't it? The
yeah,
Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah,
yeah,
it sees the worst in humanity and parodies it.
yeah.
Um,
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
And the
kind of feel that.
best. And the best. All the quirks in between.
yeah. So that's where the dolphins come from, and as far as I'm concerned, they are real. My dolphins are real.
All right.
Hmm.
And so before dolphins hit you as okay, that is the hook to my story. Did you have any special connections, a connection to the animal before then?
Other than SeaWorld and pictures and videos, that was about it.
And did
But
they
they are
inspire special fascination?
oh yeah, yeah. They're definitely smarter than us. But
Interesting.
in their own way. They-
Interesting.
yeah, they're definitely smarter than what I mean, I think it's a case of we just haven't figured out how to be smart enough to communicate with them.
Yeah,
But I think they're definitely smarter than humans.
that is fascinating. My goodness gracious. And you know what? Um, I'm inclined to believe that, especially with all the stuff that's coming out about crows. I don't know if you've seen the latest news hype about how intelligent crows are, and they indeed have a language, and AI was able to decode part of it,
Hmm.
and they actually talk a lot about us and things. I don't know. I thought it was just something that was being reported by on YouTube, but my mom said no. I saw it on the news, and so it's become mainstream this information. So interesting, interesting.
Yeah, I've read I've when I did more research on dolphins, they are very interesting creatures. and they're much more human than we give them credit for. And
I
I
think,
wanted
yeah.
to, and I wanted to impart that into my stories.
Okay. Interesting, interesting. Are your stories just by any chance? Because I know myself, and with all the you know how it is with all the projects and things going on. Sometimes I feel audiobooks are an easy way to catch up with my reading. Do you have your books available in audio format?
Actually, yes. What we have on on my channel, King Dolphin TV, is on I decided to do readings, and I started out with one person, anti-derivative Jill, and then we sort of expanded, and we've
Yay, Jill.
expanded to two other readers, and we have completed the reading of All's Fair, and we are working on the second one, Peacemaker. So they are available. Uh, I don't have a post production. I don't have the money to try and do an audio. I mean, I'm a self
Mhm.
published author, but I figured this would be the best way to get the book out in a format uh, that people can access. And then maybe they will be excited enough to actually go for a hard copy of
Okay.
it
Well, I'll
eventually.
tell you this, I wouldn't mind checking out the book, and maybe through some sort of barter of services, I might do, some audiobook reading for you if you're so inclined.
Hmm.
Yeah, Lawrence has some experience
Yeah, I've been doing
with
that for
voice
AI
work.
training
Yeah.
for a while now.
Oh,
So,
okay. We'll have to talk. Um,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, definitely,
so,
definitely. Well, I
but
look forward to checking out readings by the author. By the way, are my favorite. They're and I can't wait to hear Jill's renditions too. I'd love to hear that. So
she is absolutely great in the parts that she was given.
awesome!
You will be very surprised. You will
I
be
believe it.
very pleased at what she's done with these
Okay.
characters.
Oh, you got me intrigued because, like Jill, she has like a very humble demeanor, very kind of quiet personality, and I bet she really, I mean, there's something about us quiet people, you know
Yeah.
it give us an excuse to be theatrical and oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
can't wait, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
So it is in my so it is on King Dolphin TV. I did the format. It's called that segment's called Radio King Dolphin TV. Like the old serials, the old radio series
yeah.
shows. So that's how I wanted to do it. So yeah, we have a lot of fun doing it, and we hope that people hear us, knowing that we're total amateurs, but that the story's coming out.
The story is what's important, and it doesn't matter so much the production quality. If the story is good, it will draw people in. We're
Mhm.
in need of good stories. My gosh, look what's coming out in Hollywood, out of Hollywood these
Uh,
days. Yep,
uh,
I could see the look. Yeah, we're in
uh,
agreement.
yes.
so,
So
Rency Real says, Raymond, if you make a movie, it would be an honor to make the music for it. And so now
oh
you
Oh,
know a composer.
oh
You-
wow,
and
that
so,
would be
yeah.
cool. That would be cool.
Hey, I see Sandra in the chat. Welcome, Sandra.
Hi, hon.
I see FKHC. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Nice to see some new folks in the chat. And
Hey, Tim.
so okay, question number two. What I was able to compile about you, you used to be in the military. You're an Air Force veteran. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
I did 12 years. I did 12 years active duty Air Force, and then 8 years in the Air National Guard, and retired in 1998. Oh my
Okay.
God.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I'm wondering how much of that real world military experience went into your books.
Okay. A lot of it. A
Okay.
lot of it. Now,
Okay.
full disclosure, I'm not a military aviator. I became a private pilot af, uh, in 2003.
Okay.
So, but a lot of my experiences, my relationships, all fed into the all's fair.
Okay.
It all's fair. It does have more like a techno babble / military bent to it,
Okay.
and that's where I let my military experience come on out.
Okay. So these books are very personal to you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Drawing straight from your experience, and of course, all the best literature was was written that way. The author wrote about what the great authors write about what they know, what their experience is from Tolkien down the line, you know?
Hmm.
And so, in addition to your books, and I told the audience you have a YouTube channel which they must go into the video description box and click on it. Click on the link to your YouTube channel and check out your streams because they're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Um, remember, guys, please, we're here to support independent artists, and Raymond, like me, does everything himself with the help of friends. And so, oh, we got a guest here.
Yes. Right.
So you can help support an indie artist by just, subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell, and becoming a part of his community. And you won't regret it because his
No, you
streams
will
are a
not.
lot of fun. So,
No, you will not.
and
It's a
that
great
is your co-host, right?
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. He's Trike.
Trike.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he sounds like a meanie, but he's a sweetheart.
He's a big marshmallow. He's a big marshmallow.
He's just scary to
He's
people
over
who
there.
don't know
He's
him.
over there saying, "Buy the books.
Buy
Read
the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your biggest champion.
Yes, he says, "Buy the books. Read the books."
Hail the trike, says the chat, and we shall hail the trike. You describe your channel as a virtual coffee shop for music, poetry, and promoting. Well, not promoting other artists, but that's what you do. You don't
Yeah.
have in the description, but that's what you do. You're also a bass player. Your wife is a
I'm
talented
trying.
pianist.
I'm trying to be a bass player.
If you're trying, you are. Eventually, you will become a functional performer on the instrument. If you stick to it, you will eventually be, I guess, an accomplished bass player. But if you're learning the bass, you're a bass player. So,
Yeah.
how important is it for you, for your writing specifically, to connect with your audience on YouTube and to create music? Does that feed into your writing?
Actually, it did. In my
Okay.
uh, it, yeah, it did. In my second book, I made the characters, the family of characters, all musicians, among
Interesting.
other things. Among other things, this is my characters are multifaceted, very talented. In fact, somebody actually, when he read All's Fair, he said, "You made them too perfect." I said, "And?"
Hmm.
I mean, uh, to me, perfection does p- if you're perfect, you have there are flaws in there. No one's totally perfect, but you know,
What did
um,
they mean, though,
Yeah.
that your characters are too perfect? Obviously, they're involved in an intergalactic war.
mhm,
Um, there, there's strife in the universe.
yeah.
They're artists. I mean, the story is only engaging if there's conflict. You can only have conflict if your characters are somewhat imperfect. Why do you think that person would give
Uh,
you that comment?
well, because and I don't really know why he gave me that comment because my lead character Jan, he goes through um he follows in his father's footsteps. His father is a great pilot, war hero, uh in the first war, and to quote one of my characters, filthy, stinking rich.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see where that comes into thinking this guy's too perfect. And but I I'm like, wait a minute, there are flaws. He goes through a period of loss. He goes through a self-destructive period and he starts recovering to it through it. And then he finds out that his family has got a, a, a history. There
Okay.
is
Interesting.
a lot of skeletons in the family's closet. So I don't know why he thought this, he was perfect.
Mhm.
No, he's not perfect. And you start seeing the various plot twists that I am very good at plot twists. Um, and I am more into the character development as well. I techno babble's fine, military tactics are fine, but uh, I tended to want to bring the characters out.
I mean, that's what made Star Trek, especially the next generation, so captivating. It was all character development.
Mhm.
Every episode, you're you're learning something new about a character. The focus of an entire episode was on one or two characters. And so, yeah, for me, I find those stories more compelling than the ones that focus on the technology or the
Yeah.
technobabble or military tactics and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I do look forward to checking out your story. I'm still trying to wrap my head around why anybody would, if your character had this arc of, yeah, I came from a rich family, but he found out his family was not so great for this reason or the other and fell into a deep, dark hole and he had to pull himself out. If he
Hmm.
fell into a hole, obviously he's not, there's, there isn't perfection there, you know?
Right. Right. And like I said, it was very baffling um, to
I
hear
think
that.
that says more about the reader than about your work.
Hmm.
Maybe somebody finding themselves in a difficult time, and maybe at that point that person wasn't ready to read about someone being in a dark hole and then pulling themselves out of the hole
Hmm.
because they themselves at this point don't have solutions.
Right.
And I can sympathize and empathize with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's, I think it maybe says more about the reader than about what's actually in your work. And so I do look
Yeah.
forward to checking out, especially the audiobooks. I look forward to Jill's reading. I'm so curious. So,
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Oh, she
uh,
takes it seriously too,
Oh, yeah, she
with
does.
with passion, but she certainly does.
Oh my. There are a couple of spots that she just she nails the personality of my character. I got chills. That's
We
Wow.
are
all.
in the presence of another indie author. Star Wars Retold is in the chat.
Oh there.
Oh, hey, Star Wars Retold. Star Wars Retold is basically Raymond. He rewrote everything after The Force Awakens, and it's his version is what we should have gotten in the theaters. And so,
Nice.
yeah,
Plus more creativity. It's not standard fan
no,
fiction. It's really creative.
Yeah.
right. Renzi
Uh,
Rio says, "Great to meet another bassist." By the way, Raymond, Renzi is a virtuoso bass player, and he has videos about the industry, about playing, about everything related to being a professional musician that may interest you. His channel's really good, Renzi
ah,
Rios. And he has, lately, he's been posting, he posted a tutorial. Do you have any more tutorials coming soon, Renzi? Let me know. He has a great tutorial on pinch harmonics that you'll be interested in. Um,
okay.
and Sandra in the chat says the first part of the first book is heavy on the military tactics and maneuvers. However, after the setup, the character development is excellent. And so there, testament. There
Yes.
is no greater critic on planet Earth than your wife, right?
Exactly.
Lawrence knows this. I know this. And so,
Yeah,
yes.
she'd tell me if it was
Yeah, it's like this
she'd
doesn't
tell me
work, Raymond. And
yeah.
so if she's telling me that the character development is excellent, you know it is. So
Yep.
and
Yeah.
so just deviating, I guess, to another topic. It's I know you don't consider yourself a bass player, but I'm dubbing you. You are a bass player. You are today. You have been christened a bass player. As a bass player,
Okay.
how do you feel about learning to play a fretless cigar box guitar? Spoilers, guys. I am
Spoilers.
building Raymond a guitar. So,
I'm looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to it. It's after I interviewed you and after I heard the beauty of that music, I said it was funny. I don't know if you heard me on the interviews yell to my producer Sandra. Sandra, I must have one.
oh,
And but just the way that sounded, it was just it captivated me. And bass is not my only instrument that I've learned. I'm also I also took drum lessons and
that's
have
right. That's
and
right.
have yeah. So it's not that I wanted to quit the drums. It's just I wanted a different challenge,
Right. You
and I figured bass, fewer strings. I might be able to learn it because I don't read notes. I do not read notes. So thank God for tabs.
That's okay.
Uh,
The best musicians on the planet play by ear, my friend. The ones you know about, hear about,
mhm.
a lot of them play by ear. And I think to me, um I started I started my musical training actually very late. Um in formal training in high school, got into music programs and stuff like that, learned to read music. I find that the ability to read can help you a lot with many things, but the ability to hear things and figure things out on your own, I think, is more powerful and makes you more versatile as a musician. That is my take on it. By the
Yeah,
Yeah,
way,
I'm sharing Renci's link in the chat.
oh, okay.
Uh, you definitely want to check Renci out.
okay.
Great bass player and creator.
Oh, he has a
And
finger
Yes.
picking tutorial coming up soon. Cool.
Renzi, we need to talk, and you need to get on my channel. We'll talk.
Yes.
there you go.
There you go,
We'll-
Renzi.
The family gets bigger.
It does.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I joked that the reason I started taking lessons late in life. Yes, late in life. I'm old. Um,
Don't call
It
yourself
was
old.
the reason I started late in life is when I was in grade school, I made the mistake to try and take a piano lessons by a nun.
Ooh.
No, no, no. To this day, piano is probably I could probably do a bass, get better on bass. I'm pretty good. I'm decent on drums, but I don't think I can do piano. It's just that block. It's that block that I've gotten.
Probably because of
Too
the
many
teacher.
rulers on my wrist.
Yes, no,
Well,
Too many
that's
rulers on my wrist.
the old school way of teaching piano was horrible. And yeah, you could really stunt someone's
oh yeah.
growth as a musician if you set them up with the wrong music teacher.
Yeah.
That is so.
Yeah, I don't think Ray
Excuse me.
Charles learned by being smacked with a ruler.
True.
No.
True. But
Sandra says, when I'm learning a new piece that I don't recognize, I have my instructor play it first. It gives me the foundation to work with as I'm learning the music. I do the same thing, Sandra, when I like to listen to recordings before I approach a piece for the first time. Everybody harps about sight reading, sight reading, sight reading. Okay, so yeah, I can do that. Maybe not at the highest level, but if your goal is to learn a piece and learn it well, and what in the process of learning it, you're not making too many mistakes, because if you do that, it's gonna be it just gets progressively harder to fix those mistakes as you're working on the piece. So it helps a lot, at least with me, to listen to a recording first and then approach the score. And so I'm with you, Sandra, on that for sure, 100%. And when Lawrence and I used to have a electronic opera production company in Miami. We used to have a concert series that we put on at our local library, and then we put on a concert at a church on the campus, and it was our inaugural concert as a company, and I approached a few musicians to help me uh, put my show together, play my music. I don't care what the level of the musician I was talking to, I always provided them a recording with the score.
Mm.
Even if it was just a MIDI robotic sounding performance, having some type of sonic input before you look at the score helps a lot.
Yep.
And so whether I'm dealing with professional musicians or not, I always provide them with a recording along with the score or chord sheet or whatnot.
20th, now 21st century, it's a lot of times the score, especially in schools, that's what you're kind of learning the most about, is to score things properly. And um and it can't be all that. It becomes sometimes the only result you get, because maybe you don't get an orchestra to perform it, and
Right.
so all you have is the score.
Well, nowadays, thank God for technology, because you can get that score turned
Right.
into music,
Mhm.
with software like, well, Finale doesn't exist anymore. That made me sad. I
It
trained
may
with
in some
Finale.
form, but yeah, I think MuseScore and Sibelius are
MuseScore.
basically it. But of course, MuseScore has its free version,
And
and it's approached.
now, I hate to mention this, but there are AI orchestras that are able to reproduce your music. It's something I would have liked to have when I was a student. I have my score, and having Finale made these hokey MIDI renditions. But anyways,
Rabbit
totally
hole.
totally off topic. Renzi says I did a huge collab from artists from Spain, UK, and USA. Doomsday. I sent them the audio and the score, and it helped a lot. Good idea, Renzi. It's always a good idea. Sandra says to me, music is felt as much as it is heard. I can feel the music. I can play it eventually. I'm not talented. Please. This woman is playing toccata from the toccata Bach's Toccata and Fugue. Um and she's not been playing piano for very long. She is a very good pianist, even just starting off now.
Oh, she's
But that's another thing. I
I
mean,
wouldn't be
you
able to
think
approach
piano,
that piece.
you think
You know.
piano's challenging. Imagine organ.
Ah,
You got your two arms doing something, your two hands doing something, and your 2 feet.
yeah.
so
Yeah.
Sandra says, but at least my work winds up sounding like it's supposed to.
It does.
Beans.
It does. She's really good.
So
she
you're oh, go ahead, Raymond.
no, go ahead.
You're preparing a
Oh, I
recital
think we
with
should bring
Sandra,
Raymond
right?
back into discussion.
Yeah. Raymond,
We've been
you're
talking music so much as our,
yeah.
predilection goes, but
I can't control myself.
let's get
That's
back to
okay.
them dolphins.
Yeah.
But
But
Raymond is
yes.
preparing a program with Sandra, and you
Well,
have
no,
a
just
recital coming soon,
yeah,
right?
we've got I've got a recital on Saturday, and I've got 2 songs that I'm definitely going to do, and I've talked to him I'm going to do it. He wants to have me stretch my arms a little bit and try something else, and I'm like, oh, come on. At least pick something I like. I mean,
That's
I'm
the
already
thing. Yeah.
I'm already I the two I've got that I know well enough. I like the tunes, and I like it's going to be Ghost Riders of the Sky, in the Sky, and Benny and
Awesome.
the Jets. And I
Benny and
love
the
Benny and the Jets.
Jets.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love Benny and the Jets. So those 2 I know pretty well. Um, I can't play them perfectly, but I'll probably do. And I've got to have a music stand. Despite what he says, I got to have my music stand.
You know, it it always irked me when either my piano teacher, when I had a piano teacher, my voice teacher, when I had a voice teacher, would have me learn songs that I just didn't connect with. It was more than a chore. I find that I didn't learn much. I didn't remember much from working those songs that they wanted me to work on. And so I feel your pain. It's like you
Well,
gotta
we'll
be
see.
you gotta be strict with your teacher. It's like, look, I'm not connecting with this, and
Yeah,
I'm not looking out to be a virtuoso here. I'm here for actually enjoying what I'm doing, and
exactly.
I don't want to play this song. It's not connecting
Well,
with me.
as long as he has me with the music stand there, so I can have my
Your
cheat
cheat sheet.
sheets,
Yeah.
and the tabs. I'll be good. I'll be good.
Cool beans. Cool beans. DJ Play Nice says, chat, make sure you are set to live chat and not top chat. And check the drop down menu at the top of the text chat screen and select all messages. Thank you, DJ Play Nice, for reminding people. Yeah. Sometimes I come into YouTube and it's like, what? The chat's not moving much. What's going on? And then, yeah.
Yeah.
And
What
so,
is Top Chat?
yeah,
Uh,
it rates our chats now.
Oh, good.
live chat, you're able to see the chat flow a lot more.
Okay.
Oh, Star Wars Retold. Sub to King Dolphin TV.
Yes, sub to King Dolphin TV. You will
Yes.
be
Another
glad you
guest.
did.
You two
That's another
sci-fi
guest to have
guys
on.
need to talk to each other. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So have you considered Raymond writing in another genre?
Oh, well. You mean non-science fiction?
Non-science fiction.
Uh, I've I have tried, but I don't know. I just have not really uh
It doesn't
I
speak to you any
no,
other.
it doesn't speak to me. Plus I don't have the patience
Right.
to
Mm.
try
Try
and do things.
romance or
No,
any.
definitely. Yeah, definitely not romance. I think if anything, I would probably do a war novel or something like that. But again, I think I've become so invested in my world building,
Mm-hmm.
that I will probably stay with that.
And so, future projects, Raymond. What are your thoughts?
Um, I'm working bits and pieces. I'm fighting. I'm well right now. My big priority is my channel.
Right.
But writing wise, I'm slowly but surely fighting a writer's block, but still putting some words on the word processor to on a prequel story.
Okay.
Mm.
I know people don't like prequel stories, but I think I think this may work if I can get myself to just steadily type and figure out what I'm going to do. I'm not a plotter.
Okay.
I don't plot my stories. I let them come out. Uh, I let them slap me around with their fins, and then I get
Mm.
or fluke slap me, and that's where my stories come from. So
What do you think is causing the block? Busyness, just stress with
yeah,
the YouTube channel, with all the stuff that's going on YouTube?
I haven't figured it out yet. Um, it because the ideas are there. I mean, I'm dreaming of them, or not dreaming them, but I'm thinking about them when I'm sleeping or trying to sleep. It's just once that happens, just transposing um, onto the onto the word processor is the bit that's kind of doing it. And it could be busyness. I mean, I
Yeah.
do have stuff outside of the. I do have the channel. I do have a job. It's
It's a
just
lot.
yeah.
Well, we do have a question about your most recent point, anti-derivative
Oh,
Jill.
Jill is here. Welcome,
Hi,
Jill.
Jill.
We're going
Hello,
to hear
Jill.
your audiobooks, Jill.
Um,
Well, she's asking, is this prequel story the same as the comic book?
I abandoned the comic book. I'm just gonna go
Uh-oh.
uh, uh, right back into writing it as a novel. One, I don't feel comfortable enough writing in a comic book style. Plus, the art, uh, just trying to find the artist,
Right.
and
One that you connect with.
yeah. And at this point, I'm like, no, I need to just go back to what I know best, and it's
I
write
mean,
a
as a
novel.
novelist, wouldn't you find comic book writing a little restrictive?
Actually, as I did it, because it seems like you're being a screenwriter, and
Okay.
I don't know how to screenwrite. So I I think it's I think the bottom line is it's best to go with what got you to the table.
Okay. Okay.
And hello, Jill. I've been hyping up your amazing reading skills.
Yeah, he's got us all curious, Jill, about your audiobook, about your reading of his was it episode 2? The second book?
No, it's we got through All's Fair. We got through the first book.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
man, when earlier I guess I blanked on that. I wasn't offering to replace Jill. I just if you need some audiobook reading, it's something that's important to me because I have a vision problem where I can't read books anymore because the print's too small for me to see well, and it has nothing to do with glasses. It's
Yeah,
a macular
yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
So
he has some
Gotcha.
macular problem
yeah,
Gotcha.
and so unless you want to outsource it to AI, you know, audiobooks are important for a lot of people.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I get that. I get that. And it's like I said, it was um it's a way to get it out there and also pique people's curiosity so that um they will eventually get the books and they say, "Hey, let's get the dolphin guy to sign it."
Cool
And
beans.
yeah, so
Do you
oh yeah.
do a lot of book fairs, Raymond? How do you get your books out there in the not on YouTube but out in the real
Well,
world?
okay. Well, first, there's the Dolphin Wars website,
Okay.
um, and where it's out there. I've done several local art shows. I've done in Comic Cons. I
Nice.
I do every year. Our local town has a Comic Con. In fact, I'm going to do one in June,
Nice.
and I've gone to bookstores.
Cool.
Again, not as much as I would like because the tough thing is finding out where it's at, where what venues, finding them out in enough time that I can make arrangements to get a table there.
Right. And are
And
those tables expensive?
I the ones I've gone to have been reasonable.
Okay.
I am not going to pay for uh, a Comic Con in a big city.
I can imagine.
Those are horrible.
I can imagine. I mean, oh gosh, I wanted to do a Renaissance fair with my cigar box guitars, and
Hmm.
at least for me,
Yeah.
and this was a big city, Gainesville. Oh, untouchable. No, can't do it.
Oh,
So,
well, even if I wanted to go to DC, um, and fight all that traffic, that's the nearest big city. And uh, even if I did that, their table fees are in the triple digits. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
sure.
oh no,
no,
oh
it,
no. I mean,
no,
obviously they're not about indie artists at all, are they?
no.
Yeah,
So,
like here, I guess the options around are what would it be like Tallahassee, Jacksonville, maybe Gainesville, and it's
Mhm,
like sometimes you wish that some it doesn't matter if it's smaller. I don't care if there's any star there or anything like that. It's just good to as a social activity and maybe getting in on some discussions with people who are passionate about some of the things that we're following. It's
mhm,
good to have some things that come out to near you in a
right.
smaller town or
mhm.
area, and it's up to us to make it,
Exactly,
make it happen.
exactly. And that's part of what how I came about King Dolphin TV. I I thought, yeah, I got a book, I got social media, I got a website. Let me go on YouTube. Let me talk about my books. Let me get people to do this. Okay. At the time, I had three three podcasts where I was on, and I'm like, geez, what is with this YouTube? And then I decided, okay, If you can't beat them, join them. So that's why I have decided to bring people in, creators, YouTube channels, musicians. I need more musicians. I need a
Musicians in the
dance.
chat.
I know. We got to talk, guys.
Yep. Talk to
Uh,
Raymond.
I've done authors. I've done pilots. I've done, the whole gamut. And it all came out of my frustration on not getting myself out, or my trying to get myself out there, and not having the people interested in talking about books.
Well, you have created a very loyal network who's genuinely. I find that YouTube is the best place to find people who are genuinely interested in what you're doing, and you know we're not part of Hollywood. We're not part of the established media machines,
Right.
and so indies have to come together and help each other out. That's the only way.
Yeah.
And in our way, we're kind of forming our own little Hollywood.
Exactly. It's like I was telling my wife, Sandra, writing was the easy part. You've got to be, unless you're lucky enough to get an agent, which I don't know how though, if they even exist anymore. You're your own publisher, you're your own
Everything.
marketer,
Mm-hmm.
you're your own salesperson. It's tough.
It is tough. It is tough, but it's like with I forgot the story about the chicken and her baby chickens. I mean, if you do it all yourself, you can keep all the cornbread. Baby chickens don't want to help making the cornbread. You don't have to share the cornbread with the baby chickens. So
I like that.
I forgot the name of the story. Gosh, Lawrence, help me.
What about cornbread and chickens?
Cornbread.
You didn't grow up with the story of the mother chicken who grew corn.
Well, there was a hen.
It was a hen. She had to
Mother hen,
and she had to go out into she planted the corn. She asked the babies to help her plant the corn. They didn't want to help her plant the corn. She had to harvest the corn. They didn't want to help her harvest corn. She asked their help to make the cornbread. They didn't want to help to make the cornbread. And then she asked, well, you want to help me eat this? And they're like, oh, sure, yeah. And like, no, I did all the work, so I'm going to eat all the cornbread. So the little red hen, Jill knew.
One of those moral stories, yeah. Oh, it's just so sad. Children these days.
And Sandra says she knows the story, just couldn't remember the title.
Yeah,
now that you mention it, the Little Red Hen. I remember.
Did one of the chicks grow up to be Chicken Little with the sky falling?
There's a story I don't know. Chicken
I
Little.
don't really know those stories.
I heard about it, but I don't know anything about Chicken Little. I know there've been CGI movies and stuff, but the little red head. Thank you, Sandra and Jill. And so, you're not gonna like this question, Raymond.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I love controversy.
Okay. Would you ever consider using one of these movie AI generators to realize your books into a movie one day?
I have thought about it.
Okay.
I have thought about it to the point where I'd like to, I've thought about who would I have acting each of the characters. And I just, a thing about novels or stories, and I actually heard this from I don't know if anybody knows the author Stephen Kuntz. He was a naval aviator during Vietnam, and he wrote a novel based on his experiences in the A-10. He went through the naval publishing book, and it ended up as a movie. But in the process, he lost his rights, and that's
What?
one thing. Yeah, he lost uh, the rights to his books when he one when he had the Navy publish it, and two when Hollywood took the Flight of the Intruder and made it into a movie, which, except for some of the flying, really doesn't match the book, and that's what I get leery about. Uh, One, can my books translate in a movie? Uh, I'm not sure with the scope of the books if they would match into a movie, or it could be a TV series, or it could be a series of books. But the one thing I'm worried about is I decide to go, um, if I do decide to go to uh, make a movie, uh, I I'm, I don't want the rights to my stories taken away from me.
Right.
I
And
want the
yeah.
especially not by the mouse. We saw
No.
we saw
No.
what has happened with his grubby
Yes.
little paws.
Always, um, I would say if you ever take the step of wanting to go through the normal channels to produce a movie, to always hire an entertainment attorney or entertainment lawyer. Um, yeah, they're expensive, but my gosh, uh you do not want to be, what, out of the rights of something that you've built over many years.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. But that is also a concern when dealing with these AI things. There are these I was watching an infomercial on YouTube about this AI movie generator where you can put in basically a novel and it will format your novel into a screenplay.
And
Hmm.
then own it for your for the company that
Mm.
that
And
made the
so
AI.
and
Maybe.
then it would
Yeah.
use that format to produce your movie. And of course the service, I'm sure, is very expensive. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you're
Right.
producing something at the
But
scope.
always but always look out for some of those terms,
The
because
terms of
maybe by
service.
maybe by doing so, yeah, they could get some ownership or say, well, we don't own this work, but that work is going to trade their AI for other writing and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and in that case your
so it's a
writing may become
service not
somebody
just for
else's.
you, but for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And it'd
Right.
be fine if you're not paying, maybe like free versions of stuff. We know that if something's free, okay, then we are our data is basically what's being exchanged there, since we're
Yeah,
not
you are
paying
the
for the use of
product.
that
Yes.
service.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
if it's something you're paying for, you still got to be careful. Just make sure that, like, if you're paying for that service, they shouldn't be grabbing any data from what you're
Right.
making.
I would take the terms of service of anything, and again, have a session with an entertainment lawyer
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that your rights are taken care of,
Yeah. One of the first things I did, and I researched copyright laws and stuff like this, and they did, they've gone the entire gamut. They said, "Oh yeah, the second you type something, that work belongs with yours." I said, "Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
see." And then they said the self mailing copyright. You mail it back to you, it's copyrighted. I said, uh-uh. I paid the money. I sent it to the copyright office.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
The
All three of my books are copyrighted.
the poor man's copyright. Yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah,
doesn't even
doesn't
work in
hold up.
music because, like, in music, you can't even contest something unless it's been registered,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
pretty sure that's in other areas as well.
yeah. I made sure that mine were. It's well, it's not that big an investment, but still, you're putting out money,
Yeah.
and but you you know that it's copyrighted.
Mhm.
Star Wars Retold is asking, is that screenplay converter free, Liza? No, unfortunately, it isn't. And got tons and tons of information watching that infomercial, except for how much the subscription fee was. They don't want
Of
to tell you.
course.
You have to you have to be interested enough to go to their website and look, which means it's probably expensive. But
Of
swappers,
Well,
course.
a
it's
lot of them are
yeah,
involved because it may
yeah.
also be like, all right, well, you get up to maybe 20 renderings or something. If you need more than that in the month that you're paying for, then it's additional and
You
stuff like
gotta
that.
upgrade,
Yeah.
upgrade,
Mm.
upgrade. But that's
Oh yeah.
how that's I mean, I've seen some Star Wars fan movies made with AI. It might as well be Disney producing them with the quality of visuals.
Mm.
Luke
Which way are you
Skywalker.
going with that?
What I'm saying is they're making these the technology is there to, and these
Oh, yeah, yeah.
AI companies would certainly make a ton more money if they just lower the price and allowed access to more people. But I think what's keeping the prices high is Hollywood itself. It does
Mhm,
not want people like us being able to produce um, at their level. And and maybe, and not maybe, for sure better, because we have better stories than they do. We've got people who are talented, more talented than the people that they hire. Um,
mhm,
and so I think um, the price of this software is going to remain high artificially,
mhm.
unfortunately, because it's their way of keeping us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's all sorts of other factors, the power costs and stuff for data centers
Mhm.
demand. The more people accessing at time, the more resources they need to be able to serve all these people accessing, and so all that gets factored in. But since a lot of that is already now baked in with people doing it, you would think competition would bring prices down. But
It should,
yeah, there's
it should,
probably
and it
yeah, there's
won't.
definitely incentive for Hollywood to be in there trying to make sure that things stay expensive in movies.
100% there's an
That
incentive. Yeah.
again, it tells the story of two of a family that they were involved in uh, war two wars between Earth and Mars.
Mhm.
And yes, this got written before The Expanse. I want to get that out there. And I do like The Expanse. That's an awesome series.
Yeah.
Um, so this is the first one. The again the it's it's a family. Father and mother are war heroes. The son is sort of like a protege, takes over the joins the family business, becomes a pilot. He has certain abilities that allow him to become a great pilot, and it's like I said before, people or he's not perfect. He's he's a very good pilot, but then he goes down a dark road and gets back on the road only to find out that his uh, his family has skeletons in the closet, to say the
Mm.
least. Lots of
Hmm.
plot twists. The first meeting with an alien species,
Hmm.
um, and
He's
a very
giving us clues.
military oriented version. So this is All's Fair, the first one.
Okay.
The next one is Peacemaker. It's after the war, about 20 years later. Um, the the lead character has a family. They are very successful, and they end up having to deal with a crisis that not only threatens the alien species, but also humanity as a whole. And so the family has to try and um, resolve this with save humanity. So this goes down the road of science fantasy, but there's still the backgrounds of uh, again military, but it's more in the fantasy realm. Uh,
Interesting.
Big plot twists in this one.
Okay.
Big plot twists in this one. And so that's Peacemaker. And finally, Blood Feud. There's loss in the family, and they're dealing with it. And it's a 3-story arc, but I was able to intertwine them. The underlying thing is it's a story of revenge. It's a story of a potential genocide and how this family tries to resolve all this, being that they're in enough turmoil as it is. So my thought is, you may be war heroes. You may be perfect people. You may be, and as I quote, you may be filthy, stinking rich, but you still have feet of clay, and you're not perfect.
Right.
So that's the last one. So those are the 3 books. You can get them via Kindle.
Okay.
You also, through the website, Sandra says, you meet some stabby people. In other words, different stabby people.
Awesome.
It's, again, you can get it on Kindle. You can go to the website and drop me a line, and I can get you signed copies.
Nice.
Or you can come on up here to West by God, Virginia, and check out me at one of the shows.
Cool beans. And folks, I do have Raymond's Dolphin Wars website and a link to his YouTube channel in the video description box. Please visit both.
If you go to the YouTube channel.
Okay, on the YouTube. Okay.
It's on the YouTube channel, and it's in playlist. It's called Radio King Dolphin TV. They may not be quite in the order, so you have to look at the
book order.
The chapter order.
Okay.
So
will do. Thank you for providing that on YouTube for free. Really appreciate that. It really does allow us to get a taste for the books before, it's like, look, this is quality. Go and buy it. And so
YouTube had me moderate Sandra here.
What?
It questioned, Jill does a scary, stabby person.
She is.
Like, what?
YouTube. Like, what? Come on, YouTube AI. Stop messing with my chat, YouTube AI. Come on.
I wonder if I missed some earlier because I've been doing all sorts of things, trying to share the link on X and
guys,
stuff like that.
yeah.
I might have missed I might have missed some moderation opportunities,
Uh,
But
and
yeah,
but I wasn't
quite
expecting it.
they're a quite enjoyable read.
okay. All right. Looking forward to it, my friend. And any final words for our audience today?
Um, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you let me um talk and tell
My
about
pleasure.
everything that I do. And I hope you'll read the books. Go to King Dolphin TV.
It's gonna
Enjoy
happen.
King Dolphin TV. We do a lot of cool things. We do
Yes, I
interviews.
do.
We do reviews. We do interviews, reviews. Um, we we go boom.
You go boom. Yes, he has
Yes, we,
like Susan Ivanova. He does go boom. Not boom today, but there might be a boom tomorrow. Okay.
then there will be booms on Saturday.
Yes.
We have cool theme shows, and we are trying to. We had a PodCon
Oh,
last year where we met
nice.
in Gettysburg and had
You
a
guys had
Oh
a
wow!
IRL thing? Wow.
what?
Are you gonna do that again?
He said PodCon, so I think that might be like a podcast.
Well, we kind of did. We it was kind of a it PodCon. The nickname of my community is the Pod, a takeoff of the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins live in a
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Dolphins live in a pod. So we are the Pod, and we had a PodCon in Gettysburg. We had it was myself, Fed for Hire, Fez, and we were musicians.
Hmm.
So we brought our instruments and schlepped them
Nice.
all the way to Gettysburg. One person even came from Wisconsin, Lenrod,
You
with his
guys
entire
met. Wow. If
with
you
his
do that again, you just gave us an excuse to visit Pennsylvania.
well, we're
Yeah,
thinking
I'm from Pennsylvania, but I haven't been there in probably 20 years.
yeah, the biggest thing is the venue.
Right.
We're thinking probably if we do it, it's either going to be Northern Virginia, the Alexandria area, or the Eastern Panhandle of Virginia, or West Virginia,
Yeah.
or Maryland. We got to make it. We
Oh
what?
no, we're coming from the south. You're getting closer.
No, I'm just thinking. We're trying not to break everybody's wallets, especially in these
Yeah.
times. So,
Right.
Oh yeah.
but we there is enough. There is enough desire to do a PodCon too. So we gotta try and work that out.
Yes, please keep us posted. And now
Oh, we will.
I'm gonna steal from you, Raymond. Um, what is your favorite cookie?
Ah!
I had to steal that for the end of this stream, okay? And I gave you no warning. Zero. Zero warning. I know.
Oh my
I'm such a bad
gosh.
person.
Oh, that's good. You got me.
I
You got
got
me.
you. I knew I would. I knew I would.
Oh man. I'm gonna hedge my bet and make my producer happy. It's whatever cookies Sandra makes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I bet Sandra makes good cookies.
Oh,
Great cookies.
she is a fantastic cook. Uh, people in the chat, Jill's had some of her cookies, and so she knows how good they are. So
What's
yeah.
your favorite Sandra cookie?
Okay, my favorite Sandra cookie. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Hi Anna. Nice to see you.
Uh, it's it's a choice between M&M cookies, Snickerdoodles,
Hmm.
or raisin oatmeal cookies.
You see, I never got into raisin oatmeal. My mom raves about raisin oatmeal,
Oh, they're
but I M&M M&M cookies sounds awesome to me. Maybe one day we'll meet at PodCon and we put Sandra on the spot and make some cookies. So,
good.
and
Oh
I
God.
shall bring some mead, and we shall all celebrate.
What's my favorite color?
Hey Anna, welcome.
Uh, it used to be red. Now it's black.
Hey, black works with everything. When I don't know what to wear, you wear black. So, yep.
Who is my favorite tax collector?
Oh
Snorty
God.
or Trike? I love them both. I love them both.
Are they stabby? Those tax
Uh,
collectors.
no, they're not stabby, but I think Trike would chew and Snort would hug.
Snorty, he's a dangerous polar bear. How did you
Yeah.
become friends with a polar bear?
Hey, he loves the channel. He comes in and he loves the channel. He gives us guest animals on the shows. He's a good bear.
He's a
He's a,
good bear.
he's
Okay.
a
I misjudged him then. Yeah.
and Trike is the cookie and bread eater.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
we got a story about that. We had Lenron spend the night with us on the way to PodCon. We went to PodCon and we had just gotten Trike. Trike was only in the house maybe 2 or 3 days.
Right. And Trike was a rescue, right? He was a
Trike
rescue.
was a rescue. Trike was a rescue. So we went up to PodCon and Sandra made two loaves of bread, and one for us and one so that Lenrod had a care package on his way back.
Right.
While we were gone, and we were gone most of the evening, we came back and quit saying you're innocent.
Innocent. I'm innocent.
We
Don't talk about me.
went to we came home. We looked around. He's on a bed. There's a bread bag, totally shredded on the bread. He actually took that bread, took it to his bed and ate it.
How do you figure that a dog, how they get a taste for bread?
I don't know, but if you've seen, if check Sandra's videos, check a few of mine. We have cams of him stealing
Opening
bread.
a cabinet and you said you had cookies in those cabinets.
No, we had cookies on the top of the stove,
Oh, okay.
and
Wow.
I forgot to put the gate up. He actually got on his hind paws, and he's a big boy.
He's a big dog. Yeah, he's tall.
A big boy, and he took that container of cookies, chocolate chip, and took it to his bed and finished them off. We have video camera proof of that. So
I saw, yeah, I think I saw some of that footage up on your channel of him. My cats do that too. They open cabinets and so
Yeah.
funny. So funny.
Yeah, so he's a shyster. He and Snort get along really well.
I bet they do. Troublemakers always get along very well. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, Renzi is departing us now, but we'll be seeing him Saturday.
Okay.
Renzi, thank you for joining us
3
today.
p.m.
Take
3
care,
p.m.
Lindsay, and please get in touch with me. We'll work out a time and a date.
Yes, reach out, guys. Reach out.
Cool beans.
Yes.
Questions from the chat, I'll say.
Chat.
Yeah,
And
please ask. Oh, favorite new Trek show.
Oh
Um,
no.
Oh.
That's a tough one.
It's spelled
uh,
NU,
yeah.
but I guess any
None
new
of
Trek
the
would spell
above.
that way.
None of the above, but I did find on YouTube there are a lot of decent fan fiction
Yes.
done
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
that were
Mhm.
really made from Star Trek fan people like New Voyages, Star Trek Odyssey, Star Trek Continues.
I heard
Uh,
about Star Trek Odyssey.
oh, it
N-
is good.
never got around to watching it yet, but yeah, I heard it was good.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is really good. There, and it is sort of like a spin-off of Star Trek New Voyages or Secret Voyages or something like that. It is a spin-off of it. I think it's a lot better than and they actually went for about 4 or 5 seasons, and
Oh wow.
Odyssey was the concluding season, and then
Mhm.
obviously law the the Paramount slammed.
Yeah. They slammed
Yeah,
down on them.
yeah.
I
Uh,
Wow.
What a
so
shame because
yeah,
It
the
doesn't make sense because it's like people are still going to watch Star Trek if it's good, if it's in the spirit of Star Trek and it follows the lineage. People still watch that. Fan things don't replace the originals that come out under the name if they're good,
yeah.
and so there's really no reason for it. I guess it just kind of shows that maybe they're not too confident in what they're doing.
of course they're not. They're not good. They're not good.
I
All,
mean,
you know.
some of these CGI effects are kind of hokey, but all in all, I've not been displeased with the Star Trek fanfics, and and uh, the pre, uh, the normal trilogy, FKHC.
You
Oh,
know,
the favorite sequel. My favorite sequel episode. None.
mm,
I only watched Force Awakens and Last Jedi. It would have nothing to do with the Rise of Skywalker.
yeah, I haven't seen anything
No, we
after Force
stopped after the
Awakens.
Force
Yeah,
Awakens. Yeah,
we couldn't. We
Yeah,
couldn't. I couldn't do it. But
yeah. We were already concerned at that point that it's just like this is, it was like a reboot of the original. Too much copying of that, plus with much worse character work. I mean,
mm, yeah,
you could already see it there that it's like, oh man, you're just trying to bank on this, and then at the same time missing some, important things.
yeah.
I mean, and especially knowing that this is the last run for these actors and
That's
the
true.
original
it was
trio.
sad that they didn't take advantage of having, everyone to make good Star Wars sequel. It
Mhm.
was,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they could have made it. They could have made it enjoyable for all generations,
Yeah,
and
true.
it would not have hurt the younger generation to see the legacy characters treated with
and there
respect,
was so
respect
much
and appreciation.
there was so much potential for the sequels, even with Disney writers. I mean, some episodes from the Clone Wars animated series were very good.
Oh yeah, I
Also
loved
with
Rebels.
uh
I loved Rebels.
I love Rebels too. Rebels is my favorite.
Yeah,
So much potential and
mhm,
just
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh, and yeah, we were looking forward. Well, with concern, we were still looking forward to seeing what Ahsoka would have to offer, and it's just like,
they totally changed the
eh.
character and the story with what they did with Ahsoka and Sabine
Yeah,
Wren was
and
I
Ezra.
didn't watch Ahsoka because I
good.
knew
You
I
didn't
was
miss
already
anything.
the only. Okay, I will say, the only outside of Rebels Disney Star Wars that I liked was Rogue One.
You know what? I like Rogue One too. I liked Rogue One too. Um and that scene at the end with Vader. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Yep.
It showed you, it really pushed how much of a bad guy he was, and it really it really pushed his transformation into a
Mhm.
Sith Lord finally. We didn't really get that with Clone Wars.
Oh no, it wasn't so much of a transition when he wiped out all the Padawans, like just
It's I'm not
offing
talking
all these children.
Lawrence.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, no. Let
I'm just
me
saying that's a pretty badass
let me
movie.
address your point. When it happened in the
Yeah, it was too
movie,
sudden. It was
it
just
was too
unbelievable.
sudden. There was no build
Yeah.
up towards it, so it was like he did that really. So it didn't have the effect it should have had. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
at the end of Rogue One, oh my God, there's the bad guy.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's Vader. And
Mhm.
so yeah, I enjoyed Rogue One as well. The only thing that I mean, me nitpicking about
Mhm.
things I like, and we do that all the time on
Mhm.
Earworms, was that the blind guy who wanted to be a Jedi talks about the Jedi as if they were legends
Yeah, it's like that was
from
like
time well before him, when you know
it was, yeah,
just
it was
a
like 10
few
years ago maybe.
yeah, it was like a few years ago that the Jedi were a force and
Yeah.
throughout the galaxy, and everybody knew about Jedi, and it wasn't such a mystical thing. And so I thought there was a, you
Yeah. A
know,
No,
little
they miss things. They
they
miss
did
things.
miss things, but overall, I thought the movie was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, every discussion on a stream leads to Jake Skywalker.
Jake Skywalker. He doesn't even deserve the last name
True.
Skywalker.
True.
So so
Alrighty.
well, I think we've exhausted all topics. I don't have any more questions for Raymond. Lawrence, do you have any questions for Raymond before we go into our diddly bow outro?
No, those always come up afterwards. So that's why we'll have to do this again sometime.
Yes,
Absolutely.
for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. And so,
Absolutely.
folks, please go into the video description box. Go to King Dolphin TV. Please give the channel a sub. Watch and comment on all the streams. Participate in the streams because they're a lot of fun. And go also to the Dolphin Wars website, which I also have linked, and check out Raymond's work. And I will be checking out. I will be starting with the audiobooks, and because Raymond is my friend, I will transition to the hard copy.
I
And
appreciate
when
it.
we meet at the con, you will sign it for me.
I'd be happy to.
So cool beans.
Yeah.
All right,
It's a-
folks. Thanks for joining us today, and I got a diddly bow outro for you here.